Okay, we are going to talk about ratios and unit rates. So a ratio really compares two different quantities. So let's say compares two different quantities. And quick little activity here, find the ratio of boys to girls in the room. All right, and you could write it as a fraction. So I don't know what it was, 11 to 13, whatever you have. Or you could write it with a colon, or you could write the word 2, 11 to 13. All right, and then find the ratio of boys to total students. If this were the numbers, we would have 11 boys, and in the example I did here, how many total would we have? Looks like 24. And if you could reduce that, you would. We can't, so we're not going to. And again, you could write it a bunch of different ways. All right, so a ratio compares two different things. The order matters. All right, and then we get to unit rate, which is going to be very important for comparing, different values. A unit rate is a ratio, but it always has a denominator of 1. So you're always comparing to 1. That's the unit. Unit is 1. So I'm going to say it's a ratio with a denominator always equal to 1. Okay, so find the unit rates. A car goes 220 miles on 8 gallons of gas. So I'm going to put here that we want to figure out how many miles per gallon that this car is going. So check this out, miles per gallon. The order matters. So when you set up your fraction, it's going to be miles over gallons. Miles per gallon. You read the fraction line as per. Miles per gallon. Okay, so what do we have here? 220 miles for 8 gallons of gas. Now, if we want to make the denominator a 1, right? That's what unit rate is. What would you divide the 8 by to get it to be a 1? You divide by 8, right? So to get the bottom number to be a 1, you'd have to divide by 8. Really what we're going to be always doing then is 220 divided by 8. Guess what? You can use your calculator for this. We are starting to use calculators. Very exciting. So I'm typing in 220 divided by 8. I'm getting 27.5. Now, we don't need to write the 1 underneath. So your final answer is going to be 27.5. Now, what is that? Let's put the units. That's miles per gallon. And you can write the slash like that, or you could write out miles per gallon like that. So the slash or the word per. Okay? All right, good. So now number 2, 8 juice boxes cost $2. Now, whenever cost is involved, you really want to figure out how much it costs per whatever you're doing. So we're going to figure out dollars. Looks like that didn't come out. There we go. Dollars per juice box. All right, so let's set this up here. It's $2 for every 8 juice boxes. So when you divide that, you actually get 0.25, right? Did you type it in the right way? 2 divided by 8. 2 divided by 8. Always the top number divided by the bottom. So that's 25 cents per juice box. Hello. Or just per box is fine. Okie doke. Should we box our answers? That's always fun for me. All right, so 27 and a half. This is 25 cents per juice box. Boom. All right, 5 pounds for $2.49, round to the nearest hundredth. Okay, let's set it up here. Again, money is involved, so money will be first. So you're going to do the dollars divided by the pounds. LB for pounds. Extra credit if you look that up and tell me why it's LB for pounds. So $2.49 for 5 pounds. You can use your calculator. $2.49 divided by 5 pounds. It says round to the nearest hundredth. So I am getting 50 cents per pound. Why is it not letting me space? 50 cents per LB. Okay. All right. Example 4. Oh, box it. Sorry. Okay. Example 4. CD Express offers 4 CDs for $60. Music Place offers 6 CDs for $75. Which store offers the better buy? Explain. Okay, so you really want to figure out how much it costs per CD. So let's set this up here. How much does it cost per CD? All right, let's get organized here. So we have to do CD Express and then Music Place. So 2 kind of separate problems here. So for CD Express, we've got $60 for 4 CDs. So what does that equal? 60 divided by 4. That looks like $15 per CD. Okay, now let's check out Music Place. How much are they charging? $75. Okay. $75 for 6 CDs. Okay, type that in. 75 divided by 6. I'm getting $12.50 per CD. So which store offers the better buy? Music Place, right? You're paying less per CD. So we can just box Music Place. There we go. Okay, example 5. Lexi painted 3 faces in 8 minutes at the craft fair. At this rate, how many faces can she paint in 40 minutes? All right, lots of strategies here. Faces per minute is what we're going to have to figure out, right? You want to know how many minutes per face? No. How many faces in a minute? Because you want to know how many in 40 minutes. See how you got to think that through. So how many faces per minute? Okay, so she can do 3 faces in 8 minutes. So 3 faces in 8 minutes turns into 0.375 of a face per minute. So for every 1 minute, she's doing this. So if she has 40 minutes, we're going to take the 40. We're going to multiply it. Here's how you can find multiplication here. If they let me put it in. Will they? Hello. There it is. I think you have to put in one of those. Okay, so 40 times the 0.375. Okay. Oh, 15. So she can do 15 faces in 40 minutes. Let's make this bigger for you. Okay. All right, and like I said, there's other ways to figure this out. We're trying to use the unit rate. That's the idea. So we're trying to figure out how many per one thing and then use that to figure it out. Okay, example 6. After 3.5 hours, Pasha had traveled 217 miles. If she travels at a constant speed, how far will she have traveled after 4 hours? So we got to figure out how many miles per hour she is going. So let's set that up. And have you noticed I start setting up with the words. It just helps me figure out what's going on here. So if she's doing miles per hour, she's doing 217 miles in 3.5 hours. Let's figure out what that equals. And that will be her speed. So 217 in 3.5 hours. She's going 62 miles per hour. Okay. So if she has 62 miles every 1 hour, let's take the 62, multiply it by 4. Sorry, this is backwards. Here's your 62 times 4. And back to this again. You're probably ahead of me. 62 times 4. She will have gone 248 miles. Okie doke. So unit rate can be helpful when you can kind of break it down that way. Okay, so this was all, typing in whole numbers, decimals, all that kind of stuff, getting the unit rates. The next part, what we're going to learn is how to use fractions and unit rates. So check out this fraction right here. This is called a complex fraction. Go ahead and underline that so you remember. Oh, that's a terrible line. You know what? I'm going to use a line. Here we are. So complex fractions. It looks complicated, right? It's a fraction within a fraction, but, and this says simplify, but remember, what does that division bar really mean? Oh, I just said it. What does the fraction bar mean? Division, hello. So we are going to just rewrite things going across. So 2/3 over 7 really means, let's see if I can do this here, 2/3 divided by, I'm going to use the symbol up here this time. Here it is. 2/3 divided by, and you could say it's 7 over 1, right? Okay, now what are you supposed to do when you divide fractions? Hopefully you're saying keep, change, flip. So we've got really 2/3 times, and we're going to flip it to the reciprocal, 1/7. All right, can we cross out anything? No. So we just go right to the answer. 2 times 1 is 2. 3 times 7 is 21. And that is your answer. All right, box it if that makes you happy. Right, there's your answer. All right, so let's see if we can set up the next one. 6 over 1/3. So I'm going to say that's 6 over 1 divided by, there's your divided by, 1/3. And then again, same strategy here. You're really going to keep, change, flip. So 6 over 1 times, oh dear, 6 over 1 times, and you're going to flip it, 3 over 1. And check out this one. 6 times 3 is 18. 1 times 1 is 1. We don't even need to write that part. And there is your answer there. Okay. Alrighty, let's see if we can try this first problem here. Joey can jog 1 1/3 miles in a quarter hour. Find his average speed in, here's an important thing, miles per hour. It's telling you how to set it up. When I see those words, I immediately set it up as a fraction. So I know I have to figure out miles over hour. Miles per hour. So let's see if I can do this. Oh boy. It's going to be 1 and a third over, oh, I'm so close. Can I make this a whole number 1? 1 and a third over the fourth. This is crazy to type. You know what? I'm just going to write it because you guys are probably writing it too. I'll use my paintbrush. Okay, so it's really 1 and a third over a fourth. So I'm going to rewrite this going across. It's really 1 and a third divided by a fourth. Right? So let's make this improper. That would be 4 thirds. You can do your keep, change, flip. So flip this. That's really 16 over 3. How many times does 3 go into 16? 5. So 5 and a third miles per hour. That is your answer. Okay? So it's all about the setup, reading those words, learning what order it goes in here. All right, next one. Tia is painting her house. She paints 34 and a half square feet in 3/4 of an hour. At this rate, how many square feet can she paint each hour? So how many square feet, here's how you write that, per hour. Square feet per hour. So it's telling me 34 and a half per every 3/4 of an hour. All right, let's write this going across. 34 and a half divided by 3/4. All right, 34 times 2 is 68 plus 1. You can do your change and your flip. Ooh, I can cross things out here. The 2 and the 4, I can divide them both by 2. The 3 and the 69, I can divide by 3. That would be 23. Oh, that's so much easier. 23 times 2 is 46. Now, what did we just figure out? She can do 46 square feet every hour. So 46 square feet per hour. All right. Doing good, guys. 2 more, that's it. All right, Marcus has a bag of cat food that contains 22 and a half cups. If he feeds his cats a total of 3/4 cups of food per day, how many days will the bag last? So I think they just want you to divide this out, right? How many 3/4 cups are in the 22 and a half cups? So yeah, they're thinking take the 22 and a half and divide it by 3/4. So you could jump right to writing it going across. That'd be fine. But since the notes are on complex fractions, I thought I would write a complex fraction. All right, let's make this improper. 22 times 2 is 44, plus 1 is 45. You can do your change flip to the reciprocal. Can I reduce anything? Yes, look at the 2 and the 4. I can divide those both by 2. Nice. The 3 and the 45, I can divide those both by 3. That would be 15. 15 times 2, that dog food is going to last 30 days. Marcus. Because there's 33/4 in the 22 and a half cups. It's like if you split it out into servings, you'd have 30 servings. All right, last one. Coolest problem. Kind of combines a lot of what we know. Convert 6 2/3% as a fraction in simplest form. What this means is they don't want the percent symbol. So instead of the percent symbol, what do percents mean? They mean out of 100. So check it out. 6 2/3% is the same as 6 2/3 out of 100. So there's your setup. Let's write it going across. 6 2/3, I'm going to say divided by 100 over 1, right? Make it improper. 6 times 3 is 18, plus 2 is 20. You can do your change and flip to the reciprocal. Can you reduce anything? Actually, yes. Check out the 20 and the 100. 20 fits into 100 5 times. 1 times 1 is 1. 3 times 5 is 15. So apparently 1/15 is the same as a 6 2/3%. So let's check it. Type in your calculator 1 divided by 15. You should get the same as 6. Well, what would 6 2/3% be? I guess you'll see in a second. Oh. Yeah, you should get 0.0, and the 6 is going to repeat because 2/3 is 0.6 repeating. So 6.6, this is what we just changed. So really this percentage goes to this decimal, and that's the same as 1/15. Whew. All right. Good job, guys.